Either way, though, that was crazy. Especially the brief cameos that we had.
Dude, you saw fucking Spider-Man? I get the feeling that at the end of this X-Men series, may it be season 2, they're going to do like some kind of endgame type thing where they're going to have a ton of characters show up and just like have a huge fucking battle with a villain, whoever it's going to end up being. But wow, that was fucking crazy. He literally he he put out the genetic code of the hybrid sentinel into like thousands of people around the world.
Yep.
And then just for the day where he can activate all of them to take out the X-Men and whoever stood in his way. And what did Magneto do in Antarctica? Like, he sent out that huge, I would imagine it's like an EMP.
Like an EMP, yeah.
Yeah, that took them all out. But
well,
man,
he took the power out. Looks like in the entire world, because when right before we saw Spider-Man, the whole city went black, and then Spider-Man came swinging.
Yeah, Spider-Man was like, "Oh shit!" And then like, what was it? Omega Red. He was in that tank, but then power went out, so then he turned on. He was like, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna fuck you up." They had Silver Samurai. I think that's his name. Yep. I don't know. He was just there, like, "Oh, cool."
Well, I mean, they're obviously there. I mean, we can both agree they're there for a reason. So they're obviously going to play some pivotal role in the last 2 parts of this finale. I mean, if not, why even show them, right? So there's obviously a reason.
But I mean, it could just be cameos to show.
I hope not. I hope not.
But my thing is this: is that like I have a feeling that they're just cameos to show like the world they live in includes
all
Spider-Man, all these characters. You know what I mean? So that's how vast this universe is, this world is. That
Wolverine had a bigger part in this episode. Finally,
yeah, Wolverine was kicking some ass.
That's the most we've seen out of him in the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Right up in him and Nightcrawler were fighting. But did you notice though that one of them made a statement that they had to keep the human Sentinels away from Rogue? So I'm wondering if there's another role that Rogue is playing in these last 2 episodes, of if they're out to get her specifically for a reason. Mm-hmm. Is that statement just kind of stood out to me, that, well, we got to keep them away from her. I don't know if it's because she's vulnerable and she can't defend herself, or if there's another reason as to why they might be targeting her specifically.
Yeah, no, dude, that was just fucking crazy. But guys, we have 78 watching right now. Make sure you follow me on X. We'll be live every week for the next 2 weeks as we round out Xmen 97 Season 1. But before we get into the episode, I do want to give a shout out and a word from our sponsor, which is PowerBrandSystems. If you're looking to upgrade and launch your small business, check out PowerBrandSystems, as they integrate all of your social media interactions, all of your reviews from Facebook and Google, and they will help propel your small business into the future.
Ready to generate more leads from your website, Google, and your social channels without having to spend money on ads? Our platform provides you with an easy-to-use communication stream that sucks in free leads from your website, Google, Facebook, and Instagram, enabling you to reply and convert them into customers from your computer or from our mobile app. We'll even turn your inbound calls into text message conversations, so you'll never miss another lead again. Once you've converted a satisfied customer, you can shoot them a Google review request with a click of a button, which will explode your positive reviews and increase your position in search engines. The system will also pull new reviews from Google and Facebook right into your conversation stream, where you can read and reply. Jumpstart your business by getting started today.
And guys, use a referral code in the description below to make your first purchase of PowerBrandSystems. Also, use promo code 300POWER to save up to $300 when you purchase PowerBrandSystems. Launch your small business today. Now, let's go back to Xmen 97. Now that we got past that, this was a badass episode. We got to see Nightcrawler and Wolverine really kick ass and take out all kinds of hybrid sentinels. We got to see the Summers family, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Cable. Fucking
together. Yep.
Oh man, dude, that was awesome. And not only that, but they get attacked in the Blackbird. They fucking jump out of the Blackbird into the Porsche. They're driving, they're being attacked, and then they literally launch themselves out of the Porsche, out in midair, and then she levitates them down. It was badass.
Yeah, you could tell a lot of care, I think, went into this episode, knowing it was going to be part of the finale as far as a 3-parter. So again, it definitely didn't feel disjointed. It didn't feel rushed. It felt like it was the right amount of pace to really set us up to close out the season in over the next 2 weeks. One thing we did confirm here, though, is if you remember, right before the Genosha was attacked, we saw that linkage between Jean and Madeline, and we didn't know really what it was. Well, we've now confirmed that it was in fact Cable showing up, because Jean, we had that little bit of a flashback. So that was a nice confirmation to know that that's what was causing it, that it was in fact Cable's coming back through time, that linkage. And it was also that they made a brief mention about Bishop the two of them getting separated through the time travel process. So
he was like, I went through, but he didn't.
Yep.
He went somewhere else.
Yep.
So then the question is, where did he go?
And will we see him again in the next 2 episodes?
We might, although I think that he's definitely gonna at least come back in season 2.
Yeah.
And it could be that like in the future he went to that's where Nimrod existed. And maybe that's how he was able to get back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what's up, Phil?
And even with Professor X, I mean, they kind of tried to throw you off tracks with that news report of, oh, well, he's staying put and he's getting married and he's not coming back. And then all of a sudden he shows up.
But those were the events that took place in the episode when we saw him. So they took the broadcast from the Shi'ar Empire and put it out on Earth to try and show, because he was trying to prove a point. He was trying to say, "Oh, look, they knew he was gone, and now like they were just faking all this to to shed a better light on mutants." And then the threat of now, and then the threat that basically Xavier might show up with the Shi'ar Empire army to attack Earth, which is all a bunch of bullshit. But what's up, Hunter Iggy? Good to see you, buddy.
Well, and he's back, and now
he's back.
He's now sent out a message to the Xmen to kind of come on, but his mansion's destroyed. He doesn't have a home anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I mean, they rebuild that shit like every 2 years.
Yeah, every 2 years. It's time to remodel.
It's time to remodel. Yeah. But no, it's crazy because and then he comes back, and what does he say? He takes off his helmet and he's like, "To me, my X-Men," just like what Phil said. That was so badass. And you see Storm, Jean Grey, Cyclops, everyone hear his call, and now they know our leader is back. And in reality, it's like the strongest telepath on the planet just showed up.
Well, yeah, so, and if you know, and you just mentioned the character there, we didn't see Storm at all in this episode.
No, we didn't.
She was non-existent since now, and they don't know yet that she's got her powers back, because last time we saw her, she has her powers back, and then we moved into this episode, so they still believe Storm is out there just being a human. So obviously Storm will show back up, and I'm sure I'll be surprised that she has her powers back, and probably questioning, well, how did you get them back? I mean, we obviously know, but we'll see how that plays out as well.
Dude,
so one thing I wanted to mention,
fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. I absolutely loved the episode. That was so much fun, dude.
One thing they didn't show in the episode, which we will see, and this was in the trailer that's been out for a few days now, so it's not. So I mean, they've kind of spoiled it themselves. Magneto eventually gets his full-blown old school villain suit back on, puts on the helmet, which even how this episode ended, we see him kind of reverting back to, okay, well now, okay, it's an us versus them type of situation now. Yeah. I'm going back to my old ways. So we did see that in that final trailer that they put out there, that he will be putting back on his armor and his helmet. So I'll be glad to see that.
Yeah, and guys, everyone watching at home, we have 95 watching right now. Everyone's watching on YouTube. Make sure you smash like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on X, definitely follow me on X, because we're going to be live the next 2 weeks covering the last 2 episodes of Season 1 of X-Men 97. Then, of course, we'll be going live again when X-Men Season 2 comes out, which, I don't know when that's going to be, but we'll definitely be live for that as well. Or if you're watching on Twitch, follow me on Twitch for the same exact reasons. Another way to support the channel is by becoming a member or joining us over on Patreon. I check out nicotina.net. That's the website I just worked on. We just got it up. There's still some things we're working out, some bugs we're working out, but you could definitely take a look at my other 3 channels, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the network has to offer. So definitely check out nicotina.net. I really, really appreciate everyone who does. And also take a look at the tip jar too. It's at the bottom of the website. But dude, this was action packed. I loved every minute of this. And so far, like the action that they've included in this show, almost like the coordination of how the shots are going to be portrayed, have been done so well.
Yeah, and then that's the beauty of animation, right? You have that capability and flexibility to do those types of shots, do those types of action sequences. And because it's not live action, right? So that really opens the door for, I think, for that creativity to bring those new type of angles, those new shots to the table that you typically wouldn't see in a live action. And if you did see it in live action, it would obviously require heavy CGI. And sometimes if it's not done with a lot of care, you're really going to tell, like, this is CGI. This looks really poor. And then fans start to see, okay, this feels like just a downgrade. What's going on here? But yeah, I think the whole season's been action packed, except for the one which I think we can all agree with, which was episode 4, which is the Motendo filler episode. Even it had
half
action.
of it. It was only half of it.
Yeah, it had action, but it's still. But I felt that part of the episode really overshadowed the entire episode, because it was just felt like a lot of filler. It was great to see that villain. It was great to see what they could do with it from an animation perspective. But to me, could I have done without that portion of the episode for this season? Absolutely, because we're not seeing that being used or played out in any episode that's followed episode 4. It was just a very self-contained, almost like a side quest, like a side story that was told in that one episode, and it hasn't been referred to again since. Unlike Sinister, which we've seen since the very beginning, he's been either mentioned or in every episode since, or whatever has happened has led back to him in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no,
which now we know there's more than
part
just
of it.
him. Yeah,
Absolutely. He's a huge part of this entire story. But no, I mean, he's all of a sudden taken like a back seat to Bastion.
Yeah, because I mean, we've now realized that he hasn't really necessarily been the one pulling this. He's been the face he's been the villain face, so to speak. He's not the one pulling the strings. And now we know, and now we found that out towards the end of the last episode, and full blown in this episode, that who's really pulling the strings here, who's really trying to go after the X-Men, and rightfully so. That's what this character's profile is to kill mutants, and obviously his goal is to kill the X-Men.
Well, and it's crazy too, because I mean, like, if you were going to introduce this whole concept of the hybrid Sentinel, right? You would say, okay, so how do we do it? Okay, so we're making them here in the lab, and we have an army of them that we're going to unleash on the world. No, he literally, I mean, and I give Bo DeMaio so much credit for how they did this, dude. Like, he literally had people with that gene in them all around the world.
Yeah.
And he spread that gene to all these to just random people, knowing that one day he was going to flip that switch and turn them all into hybrid Sentinels to do his bidding. That was fucking crazy.
Well, he even did it to his mom.
He even did it to his mom.
To his mom. Yeah.
Molinil, I agree. What an episode.
Agree.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing, the entire episode. So was I.
And keep in mind,
like,
this is just part 1. This is just part 1 of the.
This is just part 1.
Finale. So, I mean, obviously they're going to have to go even bigger in the next part, and then obviously in part 3, they've set the stage and they've set the expectation with this first part. You can't slow down now. You might as well just go out with a bang for this season, and see how this plays out. But yeah, definitely an action-packed episode.
Absolutely. No, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, what they've been able to accomplish on this show is just out of this world, dude. Like, they've done an amazing job. Like, I don't know what Bo DeMaio did, but whatever he did, I don't give a shit, because this show is so fucking good. I don't care if he was betting on baseball. I don't care. Like, dude, this guy, oh my God, this show is so good. And yes, I know that he was connected to the season 2 as well. But
Yeah.
man, this is just so good. The writing, the everything about this show has been fantastic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, as much love as this season is getting, the expectations are going to be is just as high, if not higher, for season 2. And again, we know he had a hand in it, but again, we don't know when season 2 is going to come out. We don't whether it's later this year, probably won't be. It'll probably be sometime early mid next year. And a lot can happen between now and then. Some people can come in and really screw it up. And if they do, it's going to show, because people will start looking back on this season and say, wait a minute. Season 1 was, everyone loved it. It was action packed. The stories were great. The character development was great. And if we go into a season 2 and all that starts to falter and crumble, I mean, it's not going to be good. And I can't imagine that the executives who are seeing the reaction to this season would want to tamper with that. I would think they would want to build off of this and say, okay, let's keep this train moving. And even if it's for one more season, being season 2, let's keep the original direction and keep the fans invested in this, because this will end with a cliffhanger. See, part 3 of this, the last episode of this season, is going to end with probably the biggest cliffhanger for an animated series.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to want to screw that up with coming in and making changes for a season 2.
Yeah, no, I think they have a plan for season 1 and season 2, and I hope they stick to it, because so far the plan for season 1 has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, every episode, even the fucking the Mojo episode, I loved it. But like this show has done it. Oh my God, it's done such a good job at representing what the X-Men are all about, and I just love seeing just X-Men, just real X-Men back on not even live action, but in animation on television. As I meant to say, I love just seeing X-Men back again. It's what I've missed for so many years, and so getting the X-Men back has just been a blessing. And Bo DeMaio, dude, hands down, has done an amazing job with this series. And I mean, dude, if you're Disney and Marvel, you got to find a way to bring this guy back. I mean, this is the best content that they've put out.
It's been a while.
Almost all of Disney Plus. Aside from Loki, season 1 and season 2, maybe Moon Knight. I thought WandaVision was good, but this has been the best.
Yeah, and again, especially it being animated, you have so much more flexibility when it comes to the animated world. And if they take a look at this formula and say, okay, how can we apply this not just to live action, but either other animated projects they might be looking to do? How can we tell stories like this where people are invested week after week to see how the story is going to play out? And that's what's happened here. Every week, the episodes either ended with a cliffhanger or made you guessing, like, what did I just see? What's going to happen next, to bring you back the next week? And then they do it again. They get you invested in the story. They give you even better stories within it, and then give you another cliffhanger, so they know that you're going to come back and watch it again.
Exactly, dude. This show has hands down been the best show on Disney Plus.
They'd be crazy not to try and bring people in, like, to tell these types of stories, to write these types of stories with other properties. I mean, they should see the response that this is getting and really try to see how can we apply this in other areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Baron Zemo, he was there. Baron Zemo was there. Dr. Doom had a freaking cameo. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was a shock. I was not expecting, even the small cameo, was not expecting that.
But even that, like they even worked that in, like, hey, let's throw in fucking Dr. Doom. Let's throw in Baron Zemo. You know what I mean? It was just so cool to see all these characters and living in the same world. Seeing Spider-Man in this episode gave me years to live. Please continue with that series too. Yeah, I mean, I know Droga, who's been watching as well, he wants to see the Spider-Man series brought back, but it was just cool to see Spider-Man again. He's one of my favorite characters. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah.
But they gotta do but as long as they do it not exactly like this, but they gotta do it right. Tell a great story, use the sort, fall back, lean on the source material. Don't shy away from it.
Well, but like the easiest thing they could have done, right? in order to not take risks on anything, is that you would not even included, Captain America, Spider-Man. All, you wouldn't have. But now he's full on just like throwing you into this vast Marvel universe that already exists in this X-Men 97 universe, which I freaking love. And
yeah, this opened the door to show you that you can take these risks and it will pay off.
yeah, absolutely. No, hands down, this show, it just gets better and better. And I'm actually sad that we're coming up in the last 2 episodes, because this show has been so good. It's like, oh my God, really? Are you serious? And guys, if you want to keep watching these episodes with us, having these reaction shows, and doing the post show, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. We're gonna be live next 2 weeks, and we're live on Wednesdays for the 4 Nerds. So definitely check us out there, where we're gonna be talking about this episode in depth. So definitely subscribe to the channel, become a member, and become a Patreon as well if you want to help support the channel, which I do appreciate everyone who's a member and who is over on Patreon with us as well. Check out Nicotina.net. That's the website connected to this channel. You'll find all 3 of my channels, and also there will be memberships available on that channel very, very soon, if not already. So definitely check out Nicotina.net to get a big look at all the channels that fall under this Nicotina network, dude. I appreciate all you guys doing that. SPG 1105 says, in the mention of Kumar Taj and the multiverse surprised me quite a bit too. Dude, everything about the show has surprised me. I was just like, dude, this is fucking crazy. I can't believe that they're doing such a good job with this, because everything they've done so far over on Disney Plus has always had a little bit of like, oh, they could have done better at this. Oh, it kind of fell short here. But so far, this show has been totally kick-ass, and the risks that it's taken. They straight killed off Gambit. He's one of the most popular characters out there. He's dead. And even on X, somebody asked Bo DeMaio, oh, so is there any chance that they're going to bring Gambit back? He said, no, he's dead. I'm sorry. He literally killed him off. He was like, yeah, that's how powerful the show's going to be. He's going to die. And
that was a big hit. That was a big hit.
And he went out like a badass too.
Yeah. And at least he did. At least he wasn't just killed off in some minor way. And it was just, and it fell really short for a send off for such a big character. At least when he did kill him off, he killed him off, sacrificing him for a purpose, right? It wasn't just, a building fell on you and you're dead, right? That's not how he got killed off. So yes, I'm disappointed he was killed off, but how he got killed off, hey, great send off for him.
Absolutely. It's just crazy. Guys, we have 104 watching right now. We have 91 of them on X. Make sure you follow me on X and subscribe to my channel, Nicotina Show, on YouTube, because we're going to be doing this every week. Well, next 2 weeks at least. But this show, man, it just continues to surprise me in many different elements. And right when I think like, hey, this show can't do any more in terms of surprise and kind of raise my expectations, it always does. Yeah. I mean, we saw Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I was like, we saw Doctor Doom. I was like, oh my God.
Captain America last week.
Captain America. And I love that, like, they're not afraid to throw these characters at you. They're not afraid to cover these storylines. Like they just really just go right after it. And I love that about this show. Well, it feels like I'm watching an animated comic, brought to life, because that's how it is in the comics. They just throw these characters at you, throw these stories at you, and they just go. And I love every bit of it, dude. It's badass.
Well, and as we mentioned in the pre-show, when Rogue was talking to Captain America last week, I mean, it sounds like they're on a similar path as far as trying to find out who's responsible for this overall. So, and we mentioned, hey, that might have just been a quick cameo for Captain America, because he mentioned his team, which we assume his team is the Avengers. So I wonder if that leads us into maybe how this season ends is some of the additional consequences from the attack, from maybe the X-Men even failing, right? They may not come out on top when this season ends. They may come out as, hey, we just got defeated big time, and we may not see them, come back until season 2 and, come out as, triumphant, right? So, and maybe then we'll see some of these other characters like the Avengers or Spider-Man, play a more pivotal role in teaming up with the X-Men, which I think would be pretty cool. It'd be a pretty big risk, but I think it'd be a worthy risk.
Oh, absolutely.
To see that play out, even if it is our last season, which I'm not saying it is, but let's just say it happens to be the only season we get, a season 2 after this. I would like to then see that play out, have the Avengers and X-Men kind of team up to fight this out with them.
Well, I think that definitely, obviously, we are going to get a season 2, but I think as we get closer to the MCU doing their live action X-Men movie, I think that's when they may look to end this series and move into the live action. SPG 1105 writes, do you think it may be possible to make a universe of series based on the premise? The problem is still the niche, but this product is brutal. No, I think this product is badass. I want to see more of it. Bring back Bao, give him an animated movie, possibly. Real quick, here's Axel Droga to join us. What's going on, man?
Hey, I just finished that episode. Oh my god. Wait, can we talk spoilers?
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Fucking Spider-Man. Holy shit.
I know.
Yeah.
It was great, dude.
God, dude, that made me jump so much. I was like, yes.
Yeah, dude, it was badass. And the fact that they're just throwing these characters out at you, Doctor Doom, freaking like you were saying, Baron Zemo, like they were just throwing characters at you.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, Silver Samurai was there. It's like they've done such a great job at immersing you into this universe and to show you that there are no limits to what like they can do with this series. It's really badass, and really they have to take some notes on what they're doing here and try to apply that to everything they do moving forward, because so far everything they've done in this show has worked, and there really hasn't been, if any, parts that where it makes you say, I don't know about that, or okay. No, this has just been really, really good. Really good.
And they've done all of this, and we've said this, I think, countless times, and they've continued to do all this without relying heavily on the Wolverine character.
And in this episode, he had a much bigger role as well.
He had a much bigger fighting role, but it wasn't the main focal point of the episode, though.
It was just a lot of him fighting.
Yeah, it was primarily again on Cable, Jean, Scott, and what the other X-Men are doing and what they're battling. I mean, yeah, you had to put him in there because the human Sentinels were attacking him as well. But overall,
there he is, Spider-Man.
Overall, it's been nice to see them give the other X-Men their time to shine, so to speak.
Yeah, no, and I think that Spider-Man will make an appearance in this series. I don't know if it's going to be these next 2 episodes, but I think definitely season 2 he'll make an appearance, because I mean that's too big of a character to just show once and never see again. You know what I mean?
And briefly, it was like a 3-4 second. I mean, the quickest cameo possible. So yeah. I mean,
Spider-Man is one, if not the biggest Marvel character there is.
What if this cameo leads into the announce? I'm not saying it will. This is complete speculation.
I know.
Conspiracy theory leads into a relaunch of the animated series for Spider-Man.
He never found Mary Jane. Like we need it. We need that conclusion.
They easily could.
Yeah.
And it would be a much easier way for the MCU, for Disney Plus, Disney in general, to to give more content, is to give, to rehash the animated series of Spider-Man. It's like these have done wonders for the brand, and I'm all for it. And I think that so far they've done an amazing job with X-Men 97.
I agree.
But dude, it was badass. But guys, that is all the time we have for today, because I have to get to bed because we gotta be up in the morning. But guys, definitely check out Xmen 97 episode 8. Subscribe to all of our channels and follow us on Twitter as well, or X for Xmen. Check out my website, nicotina.net. We're kind of giving it the finishing touches as the days go on. And we'll have live memberships available on that website as well. Guys, do you have any last words before we sign out here?
No, I'm just looking forward to see how the next 2 parts of this is going to play out. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm freaking hyped, and let's bring it on.
I agree.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. That's all I gotta say. Is fuck yeah.
So, all right,
Awesome.
boys.
All right, guys. We will see you next week for Xmen 97 episode 9. And until then, you guys fucking check out X97. It's badass. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.